down. And Alina Pesu gets us underway here then in Rabat. USA against Ecuador. The USA all in white attacking the goal on our right here in the first half. The Mohammed VI Academy. Ecuador going for the goal on our left. There's an early first touch now for Evan Osteen, the US goalkeeper. To Pearl Cecil, the US captain. Both teams will try and play the possession game here. The Ecuadorians may be forced to play a little bit on the counter-attack. We'll see just how the game works out. There is Katie Schopfer, the US coach. She's gone up through the age groups with this group of players, formerly the under-15s coach from 2021 to 23. And as the players moved up, she also moved up into the coach of the under-17s role instead. Good thinking. The American Soccer Association. Ecuador, well, pressing high up a little bit clumsily there, but showing good ambition here, not allowing the US just to play out from the back at will. Valeria Brunes. The foul, but quickly back in possession again, and that shot going just wide of the upright. Good start this for Leitri. Victor Adrobo. Driving force there from the technical area. And Mary Guerra. The swing in the corner, right-footed. Zonal marking from the US. Protecting that 6-yard box at all costs. Plenty of gold shirts to aim at in the area for Mary Guerra. Indeed, played just to the edge of the area. Slanted into the right, the header comes in, but just slightly mistimed. Claims for a corner. Quite rightly ignored by a Romanian official. So far, the US have been playing short out of the back. Must be a short delay here, just a few moments. A nice first touch from O'Neill, bringing the ball into midfield. Now picked up by Antonucci, spreads it out to the left-hand side. The US for the first time driving into the Ecuador half, but slightly loose pass there and cleared by the goalkeeper Rodriguez. Ecuador quickly winning back possession. Oh, that's a lovely piece of skill there. And all of a sudden, Johnson driving into the area, can't tackle from behind, and the shot eventually tipped over the bar from Rodriguez. Team USA with their first shot at goal. Great run there from Michaela Johnson. 4 goals in the qualification process in just 3 matches for the USA. Antonucci to take the corner. Referee just having a word with the players jostling in the 6-yard box. Outswinging corner driven to the back post. It comes out just a little bit over. Headed back into the danger area. Now Ecuador can clear, but there's no one up there for them. USA can recycle possession easily here. Again, Ecuador pressing high up here. The relatively low temperatures will help them with that. And now, interception in midfield and space opening up here for Nicole Yepeth, the left back. Sold a teammate a little bit short of the attempted ball into the channel, but that will be an Ecuador throw. Quickly taken as well. Guerra eventually hustled off the ball rather. Good skills from Di Maria. Johnson again weaving through a couple of challenges, and now space for Di Maria on this right-hand side. Di Maria drives to the byline, tries to cut into the area, eventually though eased off the ball by Scarlett Garriacoa. The US though already in the early stages, showing some of their pace and power, especially down that right flank. The US winning the ball high up the pitch. Now O'Neill just plays it across the halfway, and now the USA changing the point of attack now, probing down the left-hand side. Ecuador winning the ball again. Trying to play through midfield, but there's the interception. All of a sudden, US closing in on the area. And here's Johnson. Well, eased off the ball. Calls for a penalty from some of the US players, not given. US beginning to find a little bit of space thanks to the passing and movement in midfield. Just trying to squeeze the Ecuadorian side further and further into the final third. Now then, this is a call for the video support system, assumed for the challenge on Michaela Johnson in the area a few moments ago. US players going over for a quick bit of refreshment. And that's the view that the referee has. It's a video support, by the way, not a full VAR. The referee able to call for different angles. It has to be a clear and obvious error to change the on-field decision, which was no penalty. And the game is allowed to continue. So, by the way, with this video support, there is actually an opportunity for the head coaches as well to make. They have one review that they can demand during the game. So the video support can be used for a goal, no goal situation, penalty, no penalty situation, direct red cards, but not if it's a second yellow, and also if they think there's a case of mistaken identity. Meanwhile, the US back on the attack, probing into the right side of the Ecuadorian area. The attempted clearance takes a big deflection there. Ball picked up by Antonucci, spreading it out to the left-hand side. Okay, sorry. So to be corrected, actually, it's 2 reviews that each coach can take during the game, and if they make their review and it's upheld, then they get to keep that review for another time. But if in that case, as we saw earlier, the review is not upheld, then that review is lost. So Katie Schopfer, with just 1 review left to use in this match, she'll have to be careful with it. Forward space opening up for Toure. Toure turns into the area, slightly heavy touch. The clearance deflects off the number 7 though. And indeed, eventually the offside flag going up. It did look tight actually there for Nyanya Toure. Very tight indeed. Oh, the ball given away. High up the pitch again here. Riley Kennedy twisting and turning, trying to bring a teammate into play. The USA really starting to get into their passing rhythm now. Chipped over the top for Johnson. Johnson dips a shoulder, goes past one, gets down to the byline, gets past another, and the ball into the front post. Stabbed just wide by Lauren Melson. Again, it's the pace from Michaela Johnson, which causes such trouble. In fact, that play brought back for an offside against Johnson, that replay, so she was indeed a good yard off. A little bit short on pace, that pass across the goal as well. The US with the high press, getting the ball back again, but now a loose pass, and all of a sudden Ecuador playing on the counter-attack, and well, Heaven Osteen was off the line. The chip was there with a slightly better strike. Toure picks the ball up in midfield. Nice ball out to the left-hand side as well. USA using width beautifully in the opening stages here. Ball comes into Antonucci, but a slightly heavy touch allows Rodriguez to race off her line and claim that one. Well, still goalless after 14 minutes here. While Ecuador had a very good opening 5 minutes or so, the US have obviously made a few adjustments, starting to squeeze their opponent more and more. Lovely turn in midfield from Fiera. The ball out wide, not quite up to the same standard. Tough challenge going in midfield, and play brought back for that. There might even be a first yellow card of the game going to Carolina Vilachis. Thunderous challenge, this one. Just beaten to the ball. Just a split second, but it makes such a difference. The first booking of the game goes Ecuador's way, with Vilachis really sweeping in front of that Ecuadorian back four. She will have to be a little bit careful now for the rest of the game. Can't afford a second booking. Ball probing down the left-hand channel, running through to Maria Rodriguez. So one of 4 players in this Ecuadorian starting 11. That was also in the starting 11 a year ago in that quarter-final against Spain, which was a very creditable performance indeed from Letri, considering it was their first visit to the tournament. Oh, and slight miscontrol there. Heart-in-mouth moment for Maria Rodriguez. The pass back. Just went to control it and just rolled under her foot. Kept her composure though, very well. Ecuador just struggling to keep hold of the ball at the moment. Haven't really put much together the last 10 minutes or so. The good news, it's still 0-0. Nice feint and drop of the shoulder in midfield from Kennedy. Again, Ecuador trying to press up high. Now they pull the trigger. And Steen goes long. And that goes out for the US throw. It's one of 3 pitches in this Mohammed VI Football Academy. Again, Kennedy just keeping the ball moving, not trying anything too fancy. Again, that pace on the left-hand side. This time, Di Maria drives into the area, wins a corner. Inquires politely, shall we say, for a penalty. Zambrano with the challenge. Great challenge this time from the US coach, mindful of losing what would be a second appeal. Corner thumped in. The 6-yard box, and there's the opener. Set piece into the area. It's Mela Brewer, the UCLA fullback, who's opened the scoring here. And the USA's bid for a first FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup title is now well and truly underway. The corner thumped in. Brewer making a late run into the 6-yard box, not really tracked by the defenders. No chance for the keeper from that range. You have to say the opening goal was coming. Certainly with the balance of open play. Nice layoff there from Di Maria. Now ball over the top. And the ball given away to Johnson. Johnson, though, with a rare loose touch. And that's a very dangerous back pass to the keeper, nearly intercepted. Frustration there for the Ecuadorian players. Di Maria won the free kick. Now O'Neill venturing forward from right back. Getting the ball again. Pass going inside. USA doing very well at keeping the ball moving here. No one really taking too many touches. Now a ball in behind, and well, that needed to be well read there by Ami Flores. O'Neill winning the ball. I think that came off an arm though. Now US on the attack again. Malsom trying to bustle through. Johnson, two players on her, she still gets there, and there's the header against the crossbar. Di Maria almost with the second goal. And then just sliced wide by Nyanya Toure. Great play again from Michaela Johnson, with the strength to shrug off two defenders. Brilliant ball in. Di Maria thought she'd done everything right there. Only to see the ball come back for crossbar. And then Toure with the follow-up. In fact, it took a deflection off a defender. So it'll be another US corner. Well, they scored from the last one. Driven into the edge of the 6-yard box, just missed there by the later raving Pearl Cecil. And that will go out for an Ecuador goal kick. Ecuador trying to play short out of the back. Johnson blocking the attempted clearance. And another block there from Toure as well. That'll be another goal kick for Ecuador. Now will they try the same thing here? Or maybe try to go a little bit longer? US forwards just parked on the edge of the Ecuador area as they're taking this goal kick. Immediately under pressure. Now it's thumped long. Well won. Malsom couldn't quite get in the right position to affect the shot on target. It's been an impressive start, this, from the Stars and Stripes. Really putting a good Ecuadorian team here under pressure. I think Letri will have high hopes of at least getting through to the knockout stages. And then, of course, it all comes down to the draw you get, doesn't it? So in last year's quarterfinals, they ended up against Spain, which was always going to be tricky. You never know, especially with 4 third-place teams also going through to the next round. And indeed, China, with that 5-0 beating of Norway earlier today, already got one foot in the last 16. O'Neill looks for Johnson down the right side. Johnson, does she keep that in play? Yes, she does. The Ecuadorian player stopped. Well, thought for a moment there the linesperson waved play on. Did look like the ball just went over, didn't it? Perhaps better to take an extra couple of seconds to make sure you've made the right decision. The USA probing down the left this time. Nice slight of foot from Di Maria down to the byline. The cutback takes a deflection. That's just taken off the toes of the arriving midfielder. O'Neill with the shot. Takes a deflection and then Toure over the bar. Well, the pressure ramping up on Ecuador now. 25 minutes into the first half here. And the USA showing that they're in Morocco here, meaning business. Again, Ecuador trying to play the ball short out of the back, and that one's gone out of play. Under pressure. Toure just trying to wriggle between two midfielders. Johnson with the intercept there, putting it out for an Ecuador throw. Toure wins the ball in midfield. Now O'Neill. Loose touch though from O'Neill. That's been pounced on by Guerra. Guerra now coming forwards. Here's Fierro. Fierro feeds the ball in towards the edge of the 6 yards box. Smashed clear by the US defence. Nelson was tugged back there. The referee waving play on, then Di Maria nearly had the shirt ripped off her back. Dami Flores, well, knew what she was doing there. Could well have saved a goal with that. Two yellow cards already. The US come forwards again. Nice footwork. Toure now on the left-hand side, puts the ball across the 6 yard box, fended away by the goalkeeper. And Tanucci trying to find space for the shot, eventually gets a header from the rebound. And the offside flag goes up from earlier in the move. I think Toure was standing in an offside position when she received the ball on the left, just here. Very good call from the referee's assistant. Ball cleared long this time by Ecuador. The US now in possession just outside their own area. Now space. Moving up over halfway. Winning the ball back again as well. Toure sold slightly short there. Well played by Ecuador, trying to get out from the back. Nice nutmeg on Di Maria as well. Now the long ball, searching for Guerra. And all of a sudden here, Ecuador now full of running. Ball back into Guerra in the middle. Guerra faced with Kennedy, has to go sideways. And then Johnson comes back in to win the ball. Toure gets a foot in as well. Ecuador doing well to keep possession. And ball all the way up top, just slightly over the head of the forward. And that goes safely through to Osteen. So half an hour in, the USA 1-0 up. So after a fairly even opening few minutes, well, bit of a mix-up there. Pearl Cecil putting Osteen under all sorts of pressure. The Ecuadorian press really effective there. They have got a corner out of that. And what can Mary Guerra do with the delivery? The last corner they had, they played short to this near side. Guerra this time hooks it into the near post, well cleared. Loose ball picked up by Yepeth. Well, that nearly fell nicely for Ecuador in the penalty box, but eventually just smashed clear. USA with a chance to push up and out of their own area. Ecuador just seeing a bit more of the ball the last few minutes or so. Solid tackle from Schmidt at number 3, winning the ball there. Now Osteen again. There's a slightly risky one out to Brewer on that left-hand side. Ecuador pressing well, not letting the US just ease their way out of their own corner. Ball played long over the top, nice interception from Schmidt. Schmidt lays the ball into Malsom. Malsom now faced with Guerra, lays the ball off to Antonucci. Antonucci to Johnson. Johnson lets fly with the shot, and that's only just over the crossbar, you know. USA turning defence into attack in a blink of an eye. Again, they want to play the ball short out of the back, but they're finding the US press just a little bit too fierce to be able to play through. They need to try and go over it by the looks of it. That will be it's not really how they want to be playing here. Sturdy tackle. Nice turn from Antonucci. Now Ecuador emerging with the ball. Guerra gets the ball inside and she wins the foul, I think, off of Antonucci as well. The tackle coming in just as she laid the ball off, and the yellow card going to Scotty Antonucci as well. Well, she knew that she couldn't really challenge in from behind, and then just got up level, didn't she, as the ball was played away. Oh, Scotty Antonucci, the first player booked for the Stars and Stripes in this tournament. Diagonal ball over to the right-hand side. Bounce getting a bit big, though, over there. These pitches a mix of natural and hybrid technology. That ball a little bit behind Kennedy, and she was unable to retain possession, I think, for the first time in the match, you know. She's been peerless in midfield there. Ball out to the left-hand side, intercepted by O'Neill, and now O'Neill leading the charge from right back. Brewer, so I beg your pardon, Schmidt over on that left-hand side. Ball into Antonucci and getting it back again. Cecil, oh, brilliant charge through the middle from Cecil, and the keeper stayed on her line. Opportunity now for the USA, cutting inside, the shot comes in. And slammed in at the near post. But will it count? Eddie Di Maria, I think, has been flagged for offside there. It was a long ball through after a fantastic run from Pearl Cecil. Does look like she may have been standing in an offside position. Well, that's a real pity. It was a lovely move. Cut inside, and really clinical with the shot as well. So it'll be a free kick for Ecuador. Given away there. Johnson, though, couldn't quite latch on to the loose ball. Now searching for space over on that right side, trying to get in behind behind Schmidt. Schmidt taking the tumble and winning the free kick. Again, looking for down that right channel, USA. Anticipated this time, though, by the Ecuador defence. They can't quite keep the ball. They go into the other half. Nice control from O'Neill. Toure, though, hustled off the ball by Garces. Oh, and the ball slipping out of the hands there. So that'll be a foul throw. That's not something you see very often. She just tried to stop the throw, didn't she, halfway through the motion. And now Ecuador with the ball just outside the area, but that's a little bit hasty from Emily Fierro. Wasn't really in the position to take the shot from there. Again, Ecuador, when they can, they're trying to press high up, but with varying degrees of success so far. That's better, though. Yepeth playing the ball into the channel behind O'Neill. Toure, though, mopping up just outside her own penalty area. The US with a one-goal lead. Naylor Brewer with a thundering header from close range after 19 minutes. Ghosting into the area on a corner. Oh, now in behind here. Great opportunity for Team USA, and brilliant save. And then Torre puts in the rebound. Well, Manny Di Maria was put through in behind. And really great save from Maria Rodriguez from the initial shot, but the ball rebounding up into the air. And Nyanya Torre on the mark there. No offside there. And they may have a look at Nyanya Torre as the shot was taken. Very tight on the offside decision. Brilliant save though. Got to say that again from Rodriguez from the initial shot. The goal will be allowed to stand. No review used by the Ecuadorian coach. So Nyanya Torre, well, she scored one in the qualification competition. Getting on the score sheet in a 7-0 beating of El Salvador in their last qualification match. So then a rare corner now for Ecuador. Two standing over it. Unusual, certainly. Number one dummy taking it and running into a position to take a short corner. Instead, no, drilled into the front post. Half-headed on the ball, just getting a bit big there on Fierro. Wouldn't come down for her quickly enough. And eventually scrambled clear by the US. Kept in play. Hooked back in. Cleared again by the USA. And this could be trouble for Ecuador, but vital interception there. Nearly turned into a great pass to this near side as well. So the USA 2 goals to the good. Ecuador struggling to create opportunities in this first half here in Rabat. We're actually in Saleh, which is effectively a suburb of the Moroccan capital. This is on the opposite bank of the Bou Regreg River. Here's Saleh. And it's all part of the same metropolitan area. More of a suburb than anything else. A big suburb, but a suburb nonetheless. Nice interception from Schmidt. Getting more and more involved in the game as the first half has gone on as the number 3. Now O'Neill gets the ball out to Johnson, who was electric in the first half hour. Now again trying to show off her pace. Ball well won by Antonucci. Johnson lays the ball off. Kennedy looking for space over on the left-hand side. And the shot comes in just wide of the upright. Good strike though. So in the final minute of the first half here, USA leading by Ecuador by 2-0 in this opening match for both teams in the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup Group C. The USA, you have to say, good value for those 2 goals as well. Could have been more. A couple of offside decisions, a couple of, shall we say, tame efforts when it may have been easier to score. 3 minutes being added on at the end of the first half. And there's a 3rd goal for the USA. Lauren Malsom hadn't seen much goal-mouth action in the first half, and then suddenly pops up in the first minute of added time to give the USA a 3-0 lead. Getting in front of her mark, a clinical finish as well. Well, Ecuador, so just 5 minutes ago, would have been thinking, well, 1-0, not too bad for a first half. And a quick-fire double from the Stars and Stripes. The USA now sitting pretty with a 3-0 lead just before the half-time interval. A long ball out, intercepted by Schmidt. Now Kennedy. Kennedy to Toure. Just looking to jink that one in behind, and Di Maria nearly getting there first. Winning a corner, though. Ami Flores, an absolute full stretch, and had to be careful there, already being on a yellow card. Had to be very precise with that challenge. Scotty Antonucci to take the corner. Seven US players in and around the area. Thumped in, headed away from the near post. That'll be another US corner. Toure into the back post. Again, that was Flores. I don't think she really needed to play that, but she needed a call from a teammate to let her know to leave that one. Half pulled out of it, didn't she? So Antonucci decamps over to this near side of the pitch now for this corner. Well, Antonucci just in the process of hitting that one as the whistle went. I think she thought she'd already been given the go-ahead. Maybe a miscommunication between the referee assistant and the assistant. Now lots of space for Malsom. Drives the ball into the near post. Scrambled clear. Shot coming in. Still not clear. And eventually driven in by Cecil and out for another corner. Just a little bit added to those 3 minutes for the goal celebrations for Lauren Malsom, and in fact that is it. Now then for the first half here at the Mohammed VI Academy, and it's very good news for Team USA after the first half of their first match here in the FIFA Under-17s Women's World Cup. 3-0 up here against a dangerous Ecuador side at half-time. Mela Brewer with the opener, with a thumping header from a corner. Then Nyanya Toure making it 2-0 in the 41st minute. And Lauren Malsom breaking in behind to make it 3 in first half stoppage time. And a very game Ecuadorian side will have hoped for better from that first half. Going to be a quick word with Maria Rodriguez by the looks of it from the coach. From the coaching staff, I should say. And so the USA dominant in the first half, leading here by 3-0 against Ecuador. Well, welcome back then to the Mohammed VI Football Academy here in Rabat, Morocco. This is match day 1 in the FIFA Under-17s Women's World Cup. And an opening game in this tournament for the USA and Ecuador, with Team USA 3-0 up from the first half. Mela Brewer, Nyanya Toure and Lauren Malsom all finding the back of the net. So underway then for the second half here between the USA and Ecuador. Team USA attacking the goal on our left here in the second half, and with a 3-0 lead from a first half in which they were, to be honest, really rather dominant. Ecuador struggling really to play through midfield. The USA simply too fast and too powerful in vital areas of the pitch. And what can Ecuador produce here in the second half? They've shown in their own qualifying section that they can certainly play. The South American Under-17s Championship, they came through the first group stage, and then the final stage also done on a group basis, the same way actually as the FIFA World Cup back in 1950, held in Brazil, which came down to a final group stage. In this case, Ecuador coming third in that group, with 2 wins, 2 draws and 1 loss. Paraguay, the top of that group, by the way, ahead of Brazil. Colombia making the 4th qualifier from South America. Now, we did see in the first half that Ecuador pressed well. Do appear to have made some changes for this second half as well. Bring you the details on that as soon as we can. All I can tell you is it appears that there's been some changes from the US then, with Chudovsky coming on. With Brewer, Mela Brewer, the scorer of the opening goal, coming off, and there's an opportunity here for the USA, and that's 4-0. Manny Di Maria. This time, though, denied by the offside flag. A long way offside. So a change at the back for the USA then, with Natalie Chudovsky coming on for Mela Brewer. And Yepeth coming off as well, with Rose Estepinian coming on in her place at left back for Ecuador. There she is now. And Ecuador crowding out the US on this occasion, and now trying to get in behind. Strong run from Brones, who didn't see it as much of the ball as she would have liked in that first half. The USA, they dominated that first half. Ecuador looking to start on the front foot in this second period. An opportunity knocks here, just a little bit hasty with the shot was Guerra. We've seen that a few times from Ecuador when they do get into a shooting position, just a little lack of composure. So, biggest game of their lives for the vast majority of this side. And under pressure there. Good strength shown. Now laid off. Just popping the ball through. Toure and Johnson. Johnson racing away. Oh, and turning into traffic. Well, she rounded the keeper. And straight into the defender. The offside flag going up anyway. They just went a little bit early, didn't they? I think both of them are off. Johnson with the awareness to get round the keeper. Nice touch from Brones. We saw this first 10 minutes or so of the first half. Ecuador very hot with the press. Seemed to fade a little bit though as the first half went on. Johnson with a back to goal now, managing to turn, going past one. Tackle coming in at full stretch. Ecuador with a chance to come forwards. Turning on the ball was Malsom. Getting in behind is Di Maria. Di Maria just slightly overrunning that, keeping the ball in play. Unable to keep possession on this occasion. Kennedy eventually emerging with the ball there, a bit of a melee on the floor. Oh, now. That's a yellow card for Estepin, the substitute. This is the initial foul given there. Kennedy just taking a few extra seconds to take that free kick. Nice play from Antonucci, but pass from Malsom not going to its intended cut target. Now spreading the ball over to this near side, Alquivar. Immediately two defenders squeeze her out. Nice layoff from Toure. Certainly a bit of extra vim and vigour with this Ecuadorian tackling at the start of this second period. And Estepin there has to be a little bit careful. Already on a yellow card. Raise your voice too much and that'll be a second yellow. She's not careful. And Toure also getting a bit of a ticking off there from the ref. A bit of a frustrated hack there. Maybe arguably lucky to get away without a yellow card on that one. Two in the wall. 5 Gold shirts lined up along the edge of the area. All it flipped in behind, headed up rather than towards goal, and then well claimed by Osteen. That clatters into traffic on her way to the ball. And again, Ecuador doing well to win the ball high up the pitch. In the corner one, well played from Alcavar. Didn't see much of Jamera Alcavar in the first half. Certainly seeing more of the ball now. Mary Guerra will take the corner. Taken short. There's a little bit too much on the pass there from Zambrano. Took a deflection. Take two. Thump to the back post. Headed away. And back into the area, but hopeful more than anything. The USA have been penned into their half for the last few minutes. That hasn't happened in the game previously. The question would be, could Ecuador keep that up for a whole 45 minutes? I'm not sure they'd have quite enough energy in the bank to do that. Now, Nelson trying to get in behind, just shrugged off the ball though. Strong defending. Skills in the centre circle from Ecuador. Now then, Valverde has the shot at goal. Well, she maybe had options in the middle there. Yaslin Valverde. At least two teammates racing into the area. And she pulled the trigger on that shot. Osteen going long. Flicked on by Malsom, and all of a sudden, bit of space here for Johnson to run at the Ecuadorian defence, instead trying to put through Malsom. Well intercepted by the Ecuadorian back line. Kennedy again just keeps the ball moving. Might be forwards, might be backwards, might be sideways, but always keeping it moving and quickly as well. That's the key. And one of the reasons that Ecuador just haven't really had a foothold in midfield in this match. Now the ball put through for the run of Antonucci. Beautifully timed from midfield, just a slight little bit too much on it. Just trying to play Valverde through. Playing as a proper number 9 here in the second half. Ecuador losing possession. Torre just takes a slightly heavy touch. Now Alcavar running at Schmidt. Zambrano with a deflected cross out for a corner. Tanucci to Johnson. It's noticeable that the Ecuadorian defence is getting a little tighter to Johnson as the game has gone on. Schmidt with a crossfield ball. Johnson now with a bit more space to work with. Now she's running at the defender, the defence retreating. Johnson pulls the trigger. I think it's smashed into her own teammate there. Malsom getting in the way. Nice running over on the left, but eventually a slightly heavy touch allowed a US defender to get a foot in, but now Ecuador back in possession again. Good intercept though from Schmidt. And now Di Maria races into space on this near side. Di Maria puts the ball just across goal on the outside of her foot. Lovely skills. But Maria Rodriguez quickly off her line. I think Rodriguez maybe just took a little knock there as he stretched for that. Mary Guerra just taking a knock there. Ooh, knee to knee. I mean, not a foul, that's for definite. Now then. And Tanucci getting a rest as Jaden Rodriguez and Chloe Sadler come on. Torre, the other player, withdrawn. Chloe Sadler, based with La Roca Football Club. And Rodriguez with the South Carolina Gamecocks. So fresh legs on for Team USA. They've not been quite as dominant as they were in the first half. It has to be said, of course. The game is pretty much over, really, at 3-0 at half-time, but you never know. One goal back for Ecuador, and everything could change. Loose pass there from Kennedy, probably her first of the game. And the shot comes from distance, but not quite enough power on it from Valverde. Here's Rodriguez, the new player, and maybe just slightly shanked that attempted pass out there to Callie O'Neill. Ecuador seeing an awful lot more of the ball in this second half, and now some space on this right-hand side. The ball put across goal, just ahead of Valverde. Well, claims for a handball from the Ecuadorian players. That would have been on the blind side to the referee, though, so I'm not sure she would have been able to give that. She wouldn't have seen it herself. Johnson winning the ball over there on that far side, but just deflecting off for a throw. Now the ball fed into the air, but there was no one really there for Ecuador. Nice 1- and 2-touch passing from the USA, moving the ball around quickly. So Brewer, Toure and Malsom with the first half goals. Both Brewer and Toure have since been replaced by coach Katie Schopfer. Rodriguez trying to feed the ball through, Malsom in the thick of it as well. Loose touch from Rodriguez. Pressure in midfield, and eventually, well, there's a little tug on the shirt there. Unnecessary from the USA. They had the Ecuadorian midfielder surrounded. There's the tug of the shirt. Not sure it even made much difference, but a tug is a tug is a tug. Nearly midway through the second half, the USA yet to add to their 3 first half goals. And to be fair, Ecuador giving as good as they get in this second half. Now the ball thumped long. This time better dealt with at the back. The thing that's really noticeable really in this second half is the USA not really able to just play through midfield at will as they were in the first 45. Ecuador looking like an almost completely different team. Played off by Sadler. Now Di Maria. We've had a challenge. And the referee called over to the video support. Both sets of players going for refreshments while the referee goes to check this call for a penalty for Ecuador. Well, no doubt that the ball has hit the arm, but is the arm out from the body or across the body there? Difficult to tell from that angle. Definitively. Remember the on-field call was no penalty. Certainly it looks there as if the ball may well have been going at the body anyway. The arm simply across the body. You've got to put your arms somewhere as long as they're not creating an unnatural silhouette. No penalty, play on. Good call from our referee. I mean, certainly from that distance as well, she's done everything she can there to keep her arms as close as possible and as close to her body as possible there as the shots come in from, what, less than a yard. So Di Maria was superb in the first half. She now gets a rest. KK Ream comes on in her place, the number 19. KK Ream-based with the Utah Royals back in the US. Just a reminder that 2 reviews for each coach as the USA come forwards here. It's Ream on her first touch, saved by the goalkeeper, then scrambled clear from inside the 6-yard box. The USA still in possession. Suddenly sparked into life in this second half with 20 minutes to go. Eventually scrambled clear. I was just going to say that both coaches have now burnt one of their 2 reviews available during the game. They've both got one left, though, in this video support system. But looking for Valverde in behind, but a little bit too much on that, and easily dealt with by Osteen. Ball given away to Ream again. Now Johnson dips her shoulder. Good defending from Brones. Now Kennedy. Goes over to take the corner now. US looking to add to their 3 goals from the first half. Been arguably more passive in this second period. Very much one-on-one marking from the Ecuadorians. Ball comes in. Whipped away from the edge of the D. A little tug of the shirt. The referee towards the free kick. More like a short corner that you might see in field hockey. Malsom with the nutmeg, clearly held back by Zambrano. And we're going to have another change from the Ecuadorian bench as well. 2 changes made at half-time. Are they going to try and make that change before the free kick is taken, I wonder? As soon as the referee's back is turned, a little shuffle forward from the wall. So 2 over the free kick. The majority of the US players in the box patrolling closer to the back post than the front. We can expect some good movement here as they run up to take this one. Really one-on-one again. There's the movement. In fact, it's taken short. Laid off. Schmidt with the shot straight at the keeper. Well-worked move that from the USA. Well held by Maria Rodriguez. And that was Jaden Rodriguez trying to dance through midfield, running into a gold wall there. There, the foul on Mary Guerra. Just beating the defender to the ball. This was the beautifully worked free kick, by the way, from the US. Now more substitutes coming on from both sides. That looked like Emily Delgado coming on. Didn't see who Emily Delgado came on for, though, unfortunately, for Ecuador. That is Briones. Still waiting for the US substitute to take place, I think. So USA unable to add to their 3 goals from the first half, so far at least. Here comes that American substitution. Olivia Robinson coming on. Callie O'Neill coming off. Pretty much like for like there then. Nearly giving the ball away in a dangerous position, the US defence, and a miscontrol from the keeper, kept composure nicely. Robinson with her first touch. Looks like Sydney Schmidt, who started off at left back, has moved over to the right for Olivia Robinson to play in her favoured position. Here she is now, bringing the ball over halfway. Crossfield ball. Oh, nicely chested down. Is there an offside there, I wonder, against KK Ream? Tight one, looked just off though. Headed in behind, and the keeper quickly off her line. Can't get there before Valverde takes it at the second attempt. Oh gosh, that was close. And was that a late offside flag as well? Looks like Evan Osteen may have taken a knock there as well. Have a look. Yeah, just stepped offside as the header was made to Valverde. Very good goalkeeper from Osteen in the end. Flicked on by Malsom. Oh, we're making the run in behind though. Johnson chases it up. Cleared long. 10 minutes to go here. The Mohammed VI Football Academy. USA leading by 3-0, but a much improved Ecuador in this second half, and that will stand them in good stead for their other group matches in this tournament. Next up for Ecuador will be a game against Norway, which, if they can win that, that's 1 foot in the last 16 right there with 3 points. Rodriguez now showing a yellow card as well, having not long ago come off the bench. Just slightly late going in there. Ecuador hitting the ball with a lot more confidence in this second period. Still haven't quite had the composure in and around the US area, and they have struggled to create, but so they've had a lot more possession. They've looked a lot better. So that game against Norway will be huge. That then gives them a bit of slack ahead of what could be a very tough encounter against China in their third and final group game coming up next weekend. Nice skills on the ball from Guerra. Tries to put it through for Valverde. Tries a second time, this time with the scoop. Lobbed clear by Cecil. Guerra again. Well, had teammates to aim at in the centre. Slightly pulled her shot into the side netting. So another change coming in. Amy Flores, who was booked in the first half, comes off. Esther Carabali comes on in her place. USA with the confidence to ping the ball around that close to their area. And a nice little move from Cecil, and all of a sudden, space coming forward. Here's Rodriguez. Now Ream. Back into Rodriguez. Malsom there as well. Rodriguez tried to play the ball inside to Malsom. It took a deflection though and eventually prodded clear by the Ecuador backline. Kennedy very much been in control of that midfield area, hasn't she, the number 15 for the US. Here she is again, just dropping a little bit deeper. Now USA driving forwards. The ball chipped over towards Ream on this near side, and the defender just getting enough on that. Good defensive work from Esther Pignan. Kennedy doing ever so well to win the ball back for the USA. 5 minutes plus stoppages to go here in the second half. The US surely with the 3 points in the bag. Ecuador much improved in the second half. Perhaps combined with the USA just taking the foot off the gas a little bit. The game's coming every 3 days in this group stage. So preservation of energy will be vital for any sides looking to go deep into the competition here. Now Ring. Estepinian standing her ground. Throw down the line, Valverde competing for it. Nice drop of the shoulders there from Cecil, and all of a sudden USA coming forwards again, but Johnson not getting the service that she required this time. Drilled over the top, and all of a sudden Alcivar, just losing her touch there, Alcivar. When it is 87th minute, she will be tired. A couple of tired passes from the US players as well now. USA, I think, happy just to play out a 3-0 now. 3 goals enough for them. Guerra trying to dance her way through. It's not Schmidt in her way. She does manage to win a corner. There's 3 minutes to go. Ecuador may be here with a chance to at least get on the board. Where the USA didn't concede a goal through the qualification process. Albeit they only played the 3 games. They scored 17 goals, though, in those 3 games. Against Trinidad and Tobago, Honduras and El Salvador. Now Shamara Alcivar is withdrawn. Demily Vargas comes on in her place. Placed with Barcelona SC, not to be confused with the Barcelona based in northeastern Spain. Thumped across the front of the penalty area. The loose ball now picked up by Johnson. She hasn't been given the same space she had in the first half, Johnson, but doing well to shrug off a couple of challenges there and lay the ball off. Robinson forced to turn backwards. Estepinian has actually had a very good second half there, filling in at right back after coming on at the break. Now Malsom spreads the ball to the right. Here's Johnson. Will she get up ahead before the keeper? Yes, she does! And that's 4-0. Well, has the offside flag gone up? Looks like the USA have had a couple chalked off by the flag in this second half, and 1 or 2 in the first as well. Well, will the US coach use his second review? I mean, the game's won. It's near the end. He's got 1 review left. As Katie Schopfer. Will we see the twirl of the finger? The referee looking across. Not seeing anything yet. Almost everyone looking across now to wait and see as we go into second half stoppage time. Goal kick taken long. Bit of pinball in midfield. And eventually Sadler emerges with the ball. Sadler plays a 1-2 with Johnson. Now she's in behind on that right-hand flank. 3 white shirts. Waymat just overran the ball at the last moment, did Sadler. Nearly won the ball back as well. Laid off by Malson. Rodriguez. Well, jogs over towards that corner flag. Just trying to trick her way round, but nothing going there. Now then, Malson with the shot, and it goes just wide. Just tugged it a little bit. Good Lauren Malson. Plays a football with the North Carolina Tar Heels. Lovely first touch to set it up nicely, but then just drag the shot a little bit. And again, she's been out there since the start of the game as we go into the second of 5 added on minutes, the end of this second half. Ball in from Robinson. Defended at the near post. Estepinian comes into midfield. Guerra looks for support over on that right-hand side. Lovely ball now for Vargas. Vargas, though, eased off of the ball by Robinson. Well, 2 players needed to get the tackle in on Kennedy, but USA still with possession. 2.5 minutes of added time to go here in Rabat. I think the Ecuador coach might be wondering if his side couldn't have started the first half like this. Could have been quite the game between these two. Now Reed wins the ball back, but a little tug or tap on the opponent. And I think smiles there, I think, is that exact. Same thing may have been discussed there by the US coach and the 4th official. Driven down the line, headed out by Robinson. This game in its final throws. Can Ecuador maybe just get a little something from the game? Malson has the ball taken off her toes as she tried to, I think, just lob that one in behind the defence. Oh, lovely ball, dissecting the 2 defenders. Malson makes a run into the area. Oh, lovely dip of the shoulders as well. Now the pull back. And just a slight slip. And now a final counter-attack maybe, but the ball taken away from Delgado. Now Vargas tries to come forward, gets past Kennedy. Vargas still coming forward. Big sliding tackle coming in from Rodriguez. And the referee brings the game to an end here. And it's been a dominant performance in many ways from the USA, who are unable to add to their the scoreline in the second half as Ecuador improved, and maybe the USA just tried to take their foot off the gas a little bit, keep some energy behind for the upcoming games. And it's finished 3-0 here on match day 1 in Group C of the Under-17 Women's FIFA World Cup. First half goals from Mayla Brewer, Nyanya Torre and Lauren Malsom getting the job done for Katie Schopfer's side. The USA, who remember have never actually won this title despite so many World Cups for the full women's team. But they've got off to a winning start here as they look to put that record straight. 3-0 winners, the USA here against Ecuador. And up next, the Stars and Stripes, a potentially huge clash against China in 3 days' time. Ecuador, they will face Norway, who lost 5-0 against China earlier in the day.
Coach, hoy fue un partido tácticamente bueno para el Ecuador, pero al fin 3-0 para los Estados Unidos. ¿Cuáles son sus sentimientos para el partido de hoy?
Estoy muy orgulloso de ellas, no era fácil salir al segundo tiempo perdiendo 3-0. En el camerino ellas tenían eso de que podía ser peor, pero yo confiaba en la calidad que...
The FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup 2025. Morocco, the hosts of the tournament this year. We've got commentary from the Mohammed VI Football Academy in Rabat. Norway and Ecuador playing in their second match in Group C. Degrees here in Rabat for the evening kickoff in Group C. This is how the group table looks at the moment. The USA and China played each other earlier on today. USA winning 5-2 in the end. So with 2 wins from the 2 games that they have played, they have got 6 points. China with a victory on match day 1. On 3 points, Norway and Ecuador both waiting for their first points of this group. Both of these teams waiting for their first points of this tournament, waiting for their first goals of this tournament. Norway losing 5-0 to China, while Ecuador were beaten 3-0 by the USA. Both of these teams could do with a win to keep up their hopes of getting